Okay, please pronounce the road open. There we go. There we go.
It was perhaps a slightly low-key moment when you consider how long the campaign for the new road has gone on. But now the 30,000 vehicles a day which pass through here in high summer can do so without stopping. In fact, as you drive along, it's easy to forget that just a few months ago, this was one of the worst bottlenecks in the country.
Certainly opening the bypass today has meant that the congestion that's been seen here for years will be considerably reduced. There'll be improvements to safety, improvements to journey time reliability, and it's bound to be an improvement for the economy of Cornwall.
The 7-mile bypass has cost £93 million. They say it's one of the greenest road projects in the country. They've used 700,000 tonnes of waste from the nearby China clay quarries in the construction. It's also been finished in time for the busiest part of the summer and ahead of schedule.
I think Alfred McAlpine are very pleased that they come in budget and a few weeks early, but most of Cornwall we reckon it's 32 years late. But better late than never, and it's done now.
Drivers can now travel from Scotland to just outside Truro on a dual carriageway, except for a short section here at Temple on Bodmin Moor. Protesters here today want something done.
Already we've had experiences of traffic building up at Temple, and frankly the job hasn't been finished. Carnan down to the west, us to the east, the job hasn't been finished. We're just part of a jigsaw that frankly hasn't been completed.
But the pieces are in place for the Goss Moor to be returned to nature. A path for cyclists, horse riders and walkers is being built where drivers used to sit in that notorious traffic jam.
Well, the fact that Cornwall's main artery has been constricted at this point for so many years is often given as a reason for the county's economic woes. They say this new road could be a breakthrough for the people in the west of Cornwall, especially those who make their livelihoods from visitors. Our business correspondent Neil Gallagher has more details.
In Cornwall's all-important holiday trade, you can be a long way west of Indian Queens and still all too familiar with the traffic nightmare that is Goss Moor. Until now, that is. Senior figures in the industry have long had Bodmin to Indian Queens as their #1 regional priority.
We're going back through the tens of years. They've moaned and groaned a fair bit. It's obviously been real heartache at the height of the season, being stuck on that little chunk for an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's not a great start to a holiday, and even worse, it's a bad end to a holiday, and that's the bit people remember.
Now, though, perceptions are changing. The visitors are already aware that Cornwall's going to be more accessible. Great news, especially for the crucial short breaks market.
We now have a lot of clients that will come down for a short weekend break, and driving down from London, they're thinking, shall I bother or shan't I? You know, now they're going, yes, we can get down there in 4.5, 5 hours, not a problem.
And this isn't just wishful thinking. There's evidence from North Devon to back up claims about the positive tourist spin-off from new roads. The new bridge that bypasses Barnstable town centre has opened up the Bideford area to people staying in Croyd and Ilfracombe. To capitalise on it, this adventure park has invested heavily in a big new ride.
The business here in the Milky Way, certainly during June this year, we've seen a 64% increase in visitor numbers coming in, and we believe it is due to the downstream bridge and people being accessible to come through Barnstable easier and not being worried about getting caught up in the traffic to get here.
Now it's Cornwall's turn to discover what difference a long-awaited new road will make.
The benefits of this new road are less clear-cut if you're not in tourism. It might mean that it's easier to service Cornwall's needs from that direction, Bristol or Birmingham. So warehouses and middle managers who are currently down here might find that they get relocated up country. On the other hand, Cornwall's flourishing food industry should find that it's now easier to get goods to market. The gamble is that the hit on general industry won't be that great, and the benefits to the holiday trade will easily outweigh it. Neil Gallagher, BBC Spotlight, in the skies above Cornwall.
Well, back down to earth and hopefully without a bump. I'm joined now by Naomi Burden, who's a regular commuter on this road. Naomi, you work at Treliske Hospital in Truro, but you live in Bodmin, so you had to get through the Goss Moor every day. First day of the new road being fully open today, what was it like?
Oh, it's brilliant. As they've been developing the road, the journey's got shorter and shorter, and then today, with having no blockages at all, it was 20 minutes off my journey from Bodmin to Truro, so it's fantastic.
And back again?
Back again was about the same, yeah. So really good to just know that you're going to get home within a certain time and be able to plan your evening and do things outside of work, which, although that sounds really strange for some people, sometimes you would have to phone and say, no, can't go, stuck on Gosmore. So
tell me about the worst of those times.
We've had lots of exciting things. Lots of lorries hitting the bridge, which it's notorious for, and also things like milk spillages. If there was a car crash here, then you would just be diverted to the surrounding villages. And obviously the tiny lanes aren't ready for big traffic like this road too.
Your husband got used to those calls from you from the mobile phone.
He did, yeah. I used to get my teammates, but never mind.
Well, he said to us now that you're getting home so early, you can make the tea.
I know. Oh, gosh. I think I'm going to have to do an extra lap round Bodmin or something.
Naomi, thank you very much for joining us. One slight disappointment here today was that the new Transport Minister, Tom Harris, was due to come. He didn't turn up. His official said changes in his diary. Unfortunately, they'd already carved the name onto the plaque here. They tell us they're going to have to get someone to come and chisel it off.